Hi everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And now that our Obsessed series, our first season, is done, I wanted to share with you a full layout share of what I did and our challenges, just in case you're one of those types that prefers to just see layout shares versus like watching every process video. That being said, I will leave the link to all of these videos or just to my playlist in the description, just in case you're the opposite. So for this series, I don't know whether to call it a season or a series. I think we'll call it a season because we are doing more of this series. We decided that we were going to use the Making Homes open book collection. Now the twist here is Katty had just the 6x6 pad and I had the 12x12. I did not have the 6x6. We each had the ephemera pack. I think we both bought like the same type of gold doilies. She had the big chipboard thing. I didn't own that. I did have the sticker sheet, though I didn't use it very much. And we both have the frames. So that's kind of where we were at. Our first layout we decided to do following a sketch. And I loved this sketch. It was very out of the box for me. It's not normally something I would have chosen. Katty chose it, but I just love the results. It was really fun, and I got to really kind of highlight this piece of pattern paper that I absolutely loved, along with the green polka dot that I also loved. And then used a bit of the third piece here and a tiny strip of the fourth piece right here. I had a hard time with this piece, but in the end I did get to use a little bit of it, so I made it work. And then I used some of the ephemera pieces and then some things like this and this lovely, and obviously the title and this little chipboard are not part of the collection. They are from my stash. I am in this little frame. I have a really hard time just scrapbooking with just one collection. I always tend to have to bring in a little bit from something else. So I did mostly, the paper and everything is all the same, but some of my embellishments are not. This one, we decided that we were going to have to pick 2 frames. I think I was out of 6 in total from the frame collection, and we had to utilize at least 2 of them. So I chose this really pretty one that says lovely, and then this floral one. I really loved that. And then I used a bit of this is actually crepe paper journey collection, some of that, along with little bits of the Making Homes. There we had a cut apart in this one, and I used the cut apart to back the frame and to put a little bit right here, and also this little blue right here is also from the cut apart. I used this dark wood grain as my border. I used the really pretty gradient pink color as my main background because it's kind of talking about dusk, and I thought that worked really well. And then I highlighted this awesome pattern paper by trimming it and cutting it, fussy cutting it. And then just the tiniest sliver again of the green because I had a hard time using it. And there's not a lot of green to focus in on my photos. So that's where that came from. And then I did stitching. I messed up because I was using a pen and then I stitched on top of it. And I should have done one or the other. But you know what? It's okay. It doesn't actually bother me a whole lot. It's just a little bit. So I just know not to do it again, basically. And this layout was so fun. This was this challenge we had to pick a few different things out of a basket, and I think we had come up with like 5 or 6 different things, and you had to pull 3. So I happened to pull stencils, paints, or any type of mixed media-ish spray stuff, and paper clips. So I made my own background with the stencil and using paints, and then I used a lot. I literally took my Heidi Shine and just sprayed it all over the place. And that's how I created my background. And then my paper clip is right here. And then I also took on using gold transparencies. I had a lot of these, and they are from the Making Homes collection, I believe. And I wanted to really use them up. So I used one on here, one to back this, and then one here. Plus this little sweet little one is a transparency as well. So I was able to take advantage of 5 different transparencies. That made me really happy. And as for the pattern paper, I backed it with the black and white striped. And then I used the other ones, like this is one, the pink floral. Then there's this green. And the last one, I'm not sure that I know what it was. Maybe we just had two. Huh. I'm thinking maybe it was just three. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it was 4. It was, sorry, I had to just think about it. These little rabbits or deer or whatever they were, there was a whole sheet of them, and I fussy cut them out to add them onto my layout, and that's how I was able to utilize that piece of pattern paper. I remember now. So that was a really fun one as well. Then I went into making a 2-page layout here, and this one we just simply had to use, we were trying to use up our ephemera pack, so we had to use at least 5 pieces of ephemera from the ephemera pack, and I think gold doilies as well, if I remember correctly. So I used one here, a piece here, so 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's a little tag thing here, a floral piece, and then a piece of a record here. And that made me super excited. I then used up a whole lot more of the frames that I had. And then there was a cut apart to this. So there's cut apart here, here, and here. This little bit is a cut apart as well as this. And then the pattern paper is this pretty polka dot, the really pretty print, and then this floral, plus of course the cut apart. And so I was really able to utilize this. This one was a lot of fun. I had lots of fun, and it's not normally something I would do. It's a little out of the box for me, but I'm really, really happy with this layout. So, and I did do some stitching around it as well. And on to our 5th layout and episode, we had to do a recipe challenge. And the recipe was you had to use, I believe, a stencil, a chipboard frame, like one of the frames, a mystery piece, some sort of fiber, and I don't remember if there was anything else. But it was a recipe. So sorry, I don't think there was anything else though. And I utilized the pattern paper in kind of a really fun way here. I used part of the teal gradient one here as the border, and then there's the yellow border here. Obviously this beautiful green, like creamsicle colored stripe is the main background piece. And then I used some rest of this is part of this that I used here. And then I used the yellow again. So that one was really fun. And then there's just this tiny, tiny hint of the brown, black, kind of like checkered, what do you call it? I can never think of what you call it. Flannel looking, pattern paper. So I was able to utilize that as well. I really loved this, and it turned out really well, and I kind of focused on this photo saying today because it fit, even though this photo was actually, obviously they're younger in this photo than this photo, but it doesn't really bother me. And I played off of the fact that there was fake washi already on here to make this little bit here. Really, really loved this. And my mystery piece were these 2 chipboard pieces that are really pretty. Okay, and this is the last one that I just finished, and I'm recording this right now before it's actually up, but I think this will have been up yesterday. And this one was our very last one, and we were scrap lifting each other, which was really fun. And I decided to go and scrap lift a layout that Katty had done called Abuela. And she had these really awesome corner pieces here, and then everything was centered. And I tried and tried. It took me 3 attempts to make this layout, and you will see the process. I did keep it all in there. And this is my final result using my Heidi Shine to make the corners as how I was trying to do. I really love it. I had some problems with my sewing machine. It's really weird. Like, it's perfect here, then it's white. It's strange, but that's fine. And I used a lot of layers. As for the pattern paper, I used the creamsicle color here. The dark wood grain is not actually part of the part of the collection, but it is like we didn't have to use it in this one. However, I did, and it is part of the same collection, so I was okay with that. I use this really pretty gray and white striped one here, and then there's the gradient pink again in the wood grain, and then this green teal one is the one where it's like a bullseye, and I wanted to use half of that for something else, so I just use it as a layering piece, and then I used a little bit more of the creamsicle one here, and I titled it Lunch Companion, and then just used little bits. I probably used more of the Maggie Home stickers on this layout than any of the other ones. I used 1, 2, 3, 4. That's crazy. 5. I used 5, and I've been hoarding them, so I felt good to use them. But I wanted to use this because there's a tiny, tiny bit of this pattern paper right here, and I didn't really get to use much of it. But I still have enough of it to make another layout, so I will down the road. But that is it. Those are the 6 layouts I was able to complete doing this series with Katty. Again, I had so much fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to go check out Katty's videos as well if you haven't already. Her layouts were amazing. And we will be back in January with we're sticking with Maggie Homes, but it won't be forever. We're going to do a 3-episode one. It's going to be 6 episodes, but split into 2 collections. So the first 3 episodes are going to be of the Maggie Homes Shine collection, because I know Katty has had a few requests about that on her channel. So we're going to get that done and available to you guys starting in January. So thanks everyone so much, and I should be back soon with some more December daily stuff. Bye!